courtroom bombing incident. A terrible attack launched by the will of a madman. That incident perfectly symbolized the state of the legal world in this dark age of the law. Mr. Wright brought it to a resolution of sorts. Detonate was discovered to be the one responsible for the bombing. If only it were that simple. Somehow, I can't help but think that there's a darker influence at work. One that's lurking in the shadows, waiting. That's why I want to review the trial that was taking place when the bombing occurred. After all, I've got more than a few personal stakes in it. Hello everyone, welcome back to Dual Destinies. We're back with episode 4 of the Cosmic Turnabout. What's happening? I didn't expect to see the beginning of the first trial there, but I'm assuming that this happened before that, so here we are. Oh, we're in space.
1 hour remaining until launch. Please begin your final equipment check. Check complete. Everything's A-okay. We're ready here whenever you are.
Oh no.
Come in at 2. Come in. Do you copy?
Oh my goodness. What was that? Well, I hope they're okay. They're probably not, are they? Oh no. Okay, so this must be taking place right before the first trial that we had. December 16th, 9/12, District Court Defendant Lobby. So we're in court. We're not even looking at any kind of investigation yet, I guess. Oh, time for another trial to begin. But this one's different. What's different about it? What's wrong? Sorry to bother you, but who's this? Oh, it's Junie. Hello, darling. Are you alright, Apollo? This must be right before, because, like, literally, this is the same setup as the first thing that we saw in the game. Oh, was I making a scary face just now? Oh, hi, Juniper. Yes, I'm fine. I was just doing my Course of Steel exercises. Now I'm all ready to go. Yes, knowing you, I'm sure you'll be just fine. Oh, I brought you a present from my garden. What is it? Ah, is this a lotus root? It sure is. Those are delicious, by the way. That's right. My grandma says that lotus root is good for your eyes. She even says that if you look through the holes, it can help you see into the future. It's for good luck. Maybe later you could cook it and... Oh, thanks for this. I'm gonna have some right now. Oh, I mean, you could eat it raw? Probably shouldn't, though. Oh, kind of tough, though. Yeah. You kind of have to cook it, though. You can't eat it raw, but thank you for the enthusiastic try. Oh, she didn't think me weird before. She will now. I gotta calm down. Listen, I know you two are into each other, but I guess we have a trial to do? Apollo, I'm sorry I'm late. Girl, you're right. Hi, Athena. Junie, I didn't know you were coming today. Did you come to cheer Apollo on? Oh, I get it. You sly little thing, you. Athena, you kind of said that out loud. Oh. Athena, stop. Quit kidding around, Athena. The trial's about to start any second. Is everything all set? Oh, Apollo, when will you ever figure it out? Figure out what? Hello? Who's that? Someone's breathing very heavily on my neck. Wow, that was the longest sigh I've ever heard. Who's tired? Is it me? Oh, it's this person. Hello? Hello, Mr. Astronaut. You know, you didn't have to wear that in here, I guess, but maybe it's comfy. I don't know. It doesn't look it, though. What's up? How you doing, sir? I like your hairstyle. You remind me of, like, a pencil. Oh, this is it. It's all over for me. They're gonna find me guilty. What's up, Shaggy? You alright? This is our client, one Mr. Solomon Saul Starbuck. Oh, are you related to the coffee? I do love the coffee. He's a very famous astronaut who happens to be an acquaintance of mine. Oh, you know him, Apollo. Okay. You wouldn't know it right now, but he's usually a very upbeat and driven person. Yeah, he's definitely not looking like it right now. Oh, right, the Poké Center. I'm sorry, I looked at that, and the first thing I thought of was Pokemon. Was anyone else, or was it just me? It just looks like a giant Pokemon building to me. The scene of the crime this time happened to be the Cosmos Space Center. Back in high school, my best friend and I went there almost a little too much. Oh, were you into space camp, were you? That's cute. A lot of kids in the 80s were into space camp. But that's where we met Mr. Starbuck. We'd ask about space travel, and he'd launch into story after story with so much passion. Back in those days, the man was 100% my hero. That's so cute, Apollo. Aw, that's nice. He's in trouble now, is he? Are you sure you're okay with being my lawyer, Apollo? Of course I'm sure. I know you, Mr. Starbuck. I know you're not the type to commit murder. Thanks. But... Oh, that's me. That's big, tired, old person energy. I can relate. I was supposed to be in space right about now. Well, I'm sorry. Oh, expect this to have a lot of whatever this is. I'm sorry. I'm just reading what it says. He's so depressed, it almost seems like an act. Maybe he's just tired. The launch getting called off must have been a huge shock. I'll probably never get the chance to go into space again. What do you mean? You're a famous astronaut. It's fine, I'm sure. You'll get another chance. Don't say that. Don't stop believing. Besides, you just have to go into space again. Yeah, I don't think I could face Clay in the afterlife if I rotted away in a cell. Who's Clay? Who's that? Oh, hello? Who the hell's that? Wow. He's cute. Clay Terran? I can't believe he was murdered. Oh, he's dead. It just fucking figures. All the cute ones are always dead. Man. Clay Terran, is that supposed to be like a clay earth kind of thing? Because Terran is like isn't that like a Latin word for earth? Terra. Maybe. I mean, he was such a promising astronaut under your command. Oh, is that what it is? Oh, that's rough. Yeah, he was a good guy, always there to pick me up when I was down. No one loved life as much as him, that's for sure. That's too bad, he looks young as well. That's a shame. He was always so full of energy, telling me, "You're fine, Mr. Starbuck." Huh? That's what Apollo says. Did he get it from him? Do they know each other? How could something like this happen to a guy like him? I'm giving him an older voice than I think I ought to. I can't tell. Don't worry, I'll look at the profile and probably get upset. Because you know how Ace Attorney ages people. I've never seen Mr. Starbuck so down. Clay's gone and I'm going to prison. I wish I could burn up like a shooting star right now. Don't say shit like that, dude. Mr. Starbuck, you'll be fine. What is it? What's with the yelling? I'll get to the bottom of this today. You'll see. And in exchange, I want you to go back into space for you and Clay. Promise? Does that mean you have lots of evidence to prove my innocence? Oh, well, about that. Wait, what? Oh, are we in a bad spot yet again? We didn't get to investigate the area as much as I'd have liked, thanks to the police. Shit, I haven't seen it at all. What are we gonna do? I'm done for. I'm a goner. Everyone thinks I did it. Thought I was gonna soar like a comet, but I'm just gonna crash like a meteorite. No, don't say that, Mr. Starbuck. Don't count yourself out yet. I know it's hard to lose a teammate, but you've gotta keep going. Are we gonna be able to do this? What about you, Apollo? What about me? Well, I was just thinking, wasn't Clay your best friend? Oh no. So that's the best friend that he went to space camp with over and over. They got to know that guy, was the mentor. And then Apollo's friend ended up being in the space program as well? Or no? Can't tell if he was an astronaut. He looked like a pilot to me. We need to focus on the trial right now. Are you all ready to go? Apollo? What's wrong, Athena? The trial's about to begin. If the defense would please proceed into the courtroom. Okay, here we go. This is it. This is the one trial I can't afford to lose. Wait! Do we even have stuff? We have an autopsy report. That's it? Cause of death, stabbing. The victim was discovered in the 3rd floor boarding lounge in the main building. Oh, no. Oh! So he is an astronaut. He's got the suit. Oh, he's really, really good looking. That's a shame. I don't know what that thing is next to him. But it looks like he's got blood on his suit. Stuff stuck into him. Okay. So the cause of death was stabbing. Just because I want to make myself feel bad. Oh, he's only 33. Well, it's fine. I mean, that's an adult. Who's a Hat 2 crew member and a mentor to the victim. Okay, I guess we're just doing it. The games have done this to us before, where they just throw you into a trial without having investigated anything, and you just kind of have to figure it out. So hopefully, it'll be fine. For Clay's sake and our clients, I will find Clay's killer. Wow, so this is really close to him, because it's his friend and his mentor. That's rough. Okay, this might be why you guys said this one was, like, really feelsy. I'm ready for it. Okay. Here we are. Is it going to be our best buddy ever? Yes, you're damn right it is. It's going to be our friend, the judge. There he is. Oh my God. I'm so happy. Hello, Judge. How are you doing? How's your beard? Are you all right? It's been a minute. Court is now in session for the trial of Solomon Starbuck. Oh, Apollo's eye is messed up in this. We remember that we saw him like that at the beginning of the first trial, and I wondered what the hell happened to him. His eye, though. I mean, don't answer this, actually, but I'm sure they explain it. You're right there, Apollo. Excuse me, Mr. Justice? Yes, Your Honor? What happened to your eye? Oh, okay, maybe we'll find out right now. What happened? I'm fine. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Uh-oh. Oh, it must be something important. Are you sure? I don't... You good, Apollo? I'm fine, Your Honor. The defense is ready. I'm sorry, Your Honor. He's been like this since yesterday. He keeps insisting it's just a sty. Oh, I don't think so if it's bandaged up like that, huh? I suppose it's something he doesn't want to discuss. Maybe he's entering a touchy age. Man, everyone's like that. To old people like us, right, Judge? Right? No? Very well. And the prosecution? Who is it? Oh, it's you, is it, darling? Hello. How are you? Are you resting? I'm glad to see you back. You are back, right? You're not just hanging out? The prosecution appears to be ready as well.
Silence.
What's wrong? Blackwell, what's going on with you? You alright? Hello? Not yet. I'm not quite ready yet. What's wrong with him? What's happening in here? Things are weird. Wait, we haven't even started. And he broke the chains already. Wait, is that okay? What's happened? Blackwell, what's wrong? The prosecution is now ready. You just didn't want them on today, eh? Oh, jeez. Oh, well, it didn't take him long this time. Yeah, really? I'm sure it's fine. What's up with Blackwell? Yeah, he seems weird. What's happening in here?
Now then, I shall give the opening statement.
Silence.
What's Blackwell? What are you doing? Man, throw him out of court. This is ridiculous. I'll do it. Wait, really? He's gonna do his own opening statement? What the hell's wrong with him?
You will? What an unexpected surprise.
Yeah, really? This time, I can't leave it to anyone else.
I see. Something is off with the two of you today.
Yeah, exactly. Something's wrong. What's going on?
You both seem different somehow.
Oh god, is this gonna be alright?
Very well, Prosecutor Blackwell, your opening statement if you would.
It was just yesterday. At the Poker Center. The crimes in question occurred at the Cosmos Space Center.
Ah, that famous federal research facility of all things related to astrology, right?
Astronomy. It's astronomy. Anyway, a rocket was set to launch from there. But at 9:28 a.m., before they could even move the rocket to the launch site... Right, we saw the explosion in the movie. Okay. So it wasn't even on launch site yet. 2 explosive devices were detonated and the launch was cancelled.
My word. 2 bombs? How dreadful.
The defendant in today's trial is charged with both the bombing and with murder. One Mr. Solomon Starbuck. For whatever inane reason, he detonated a bomb on the rocket he himself would be in. Doesn't that seem a little bit odd to you? Why would he do that?
Solomon Starbuck? I recognize that name. Isn't he the famous astronaut?
Correct your boldness. Mr. Starbuck was the pilot of the Hat 1 rocket 7 years ago. As you may recall, despite some interstellar trouble, his mission was a success. Some say it was a miracle he returned alive. I suppose you could say he's a living legend.
Oh, I remember now. He's become something of an international celebrity, right?
Oh, look at that. Oh, it looks like some kind of, like... it looks like a Captain Harlock-style anime. I'm here for it. Mankind's hope for the future. I've got to make it back alive. The Hat 1 miracle.
They even turned that incident into a movie and everything. We've got a real space pioneer in court today.
But even heroes tumble from their lofty heights. Returning to the subject at hand.
Yes. The victim was one Mr. Clay Terran, a subordinate of the defendant.
Indeed, a loyal disciple brutally stabbed to death by his mentor. Wait a minute, that's just conjecture. We don't know this yet.
Stabbed to death, you say? You mean his death wasn't a result of the bombing?
Correct. Despite his lofty dreams, the victim was seen as an interloper by the defendant. And so, he was sent not into space, but to the universe which we mortals cannot see. Clay. Oh no, this must be so hard on Apollo. Oh, jeez.
I think I've heard enough. The case seems pretty clear-cut at this point.
We haven't even talked about anything yet. Stop that.
However, there's one thing I'm curious about. That metal box next to the witness stand.
Oh, we've got another box situation, do we?
What purpose does it serve exactly?
Since you asked so nicely, it's your coffin.
Well, have mercy on me!
Did he just run away? What happened? Wait, you can't just say that. Bullshit. If someone said that shit to a judge in court, man, they'd be thrown right the fuck out. Where's Judge Judy? It's evidence. Oh, ha, that was real funny, dude. So much humor. Due to its immense size, we've little choice but to lay it where it rests now. Uh-huh. Sure enough. I believe it. We shall get to the contents of the box in due time. Is that the same box from the first one we saw? It looks just like it, doesn't it? Obviously, it's holding some kind of detonation or bomb thing, like the other one probably was.
Oh, I feel like I just lost 50 years off my life.
It's me every day. Does he even have 50 years left? Listen! Listen! Inner monologue, Athena, inner monologue. Oh, she said that out loud. That's nice. Enough jabbering. Hello? Oh, hi, Bobby. How you doing, babe?
Bobby Fulbright's the name and justice we trust!
Where's his music? Wait, no, I need the music, please.
Detective Fulbright. Very well. Please explain the details of this incident to the court if you would.
Oh, we're talking to Bobby, are we? Wait, we don't even have his music. This ain't right.
On it first, take a look at this pamphlet from the Cosmos Space Center. In it, you'll find a diagram outlining the overall layout of the Space Center.
Let's see that, please.
Ah, here we are. For a more detailed look at what's on the left side of this building. Take a look at this cross-section that we, the police, have created. See the launch pad and the main building.
Yeah, I see it.
The launch pad is the square building and the rounded structure is the main building, right? You got it! The incidents took place in Launch Pad 1 and the main building's lounge. I'll be using this diagram during my testimony. It'll make it easier to understand.
Can I get a copy of that, please? Thank you. Space Center diagram, a cross-section view of the main building of the Space Center and Launch Pad 1. Okay. All right. Oh, already with testimony. Here we go. Details of the case.
Just before the rocket was set to launch, 2 bombs went off. Boom, boom! One on the second floor of the Space Center's main building and one in Launch Pad 1.
Okay, I see that there. Second floor of the Space Center's main building, that's 2F, and then Launch Pad 1 over on the left, okay?
Thankfully, only 2 astronauts were in Launch Pad 1 at the time. The 2 of them managed to make it back as far as the boarding lounge.
Okay.
But after the escape, one of the 2 was found stabbed to death.
That doesn't mean anything. That could have been anybody. What?
A murder on top of a bombing? Detective, the victim was already dead by the time you arrived at the lounge, correct? Yes, thinking he'd sabotage the bombing, the defendant attacked and killed the victim.
That's conjecture. That's hearsay. Like, you don't know if that's it. Shut up. Bobby, don't say things like that. Don't make me hate you, dude.
Look at this tragic photo!
Oh yeah, we've seen this attached to the autopsy. What is that thing next to it? I'm sorry, but the bottom looks like a hole, and all I can think of is some kind of space fleshlight or something. Don't look at me.
Oh my, is that a knife in the victim's chest? Yes, Your Honor, it's the knife that cruelly ended this young man's dreams. We couldn't get any prints off of it, though, because the defendant was in his spacesuit.
Oh, isn't that convenient? Utility knife. The victim's blood was found on its blade, but no fingerprints could be lifted. Okay.
By the way, Detective Fulbright, why are the victim's helmet and right glove absent in the photograph? We had to remove them to identify him, Your Honor.
Well, you should have taken a picture before you did that, Shirley.
I personally removed his glove during the investigation. We had to get his fingerprints to confirm his identity after all. Yes, it would be very difficult to identify him without a face or fingerprints. Now, there's just one more thing I'd like to inquire about. What is this round thing next to the victim
In the photo, it's a fleshlight, right? No? Something so important that the victim that he took it with him as he escaped the launch pad. That could be a fleshlight. It's probably important to some people. No? Oh, it's not a hole. It says don't touch. Might be. From the angle, it looked like one. A capsule that apparently contains asteroid samples. While obviously valuable for research purposes, it has no relation to the case. How do you know that? Did you open it? Have you checked anything? Has anyone done anything here?
I see.
So we know that the bomb in the main building was on the second floor. But where was the bomb that was in the Launch Pad 1, in Launch Pad 1 located?
Haha, that one was on the rocket itself. It was situated around the central part of the rocket. Apparently, the area around the launch pad's elevator was a sea of flames. I would like to submit this diagram and report into the record.
Bombing report added. The explosion sparked a fire on the second floor of the main building and the middle level of the launch pad near the elevator. Okay. The trial's just started and we're already in a bind. Yeah, I know. You get used to it. Besides, that's what cross-examination is for, right? Oh, we're gonna do it. What the 2 astronauts were doing during the bombing, that'll be the key. Okay, let me just check over some stuff real fast. Is there any additional details here or no? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so just that side of the rocket and then floor 2. This doesn't have any additional details. Just look at this real quick. Upper level, ladder, middle level, elevator, lower level, the corridor and the lounge, and then floor 2. Okay. Well, let's just do our best. We're gonna press everything. That's what I do. All right, let's get going. Oh my gosh, look at Apollo with his one eye. That looks cool. All right, details of the case. All I'm doing is pressing it all, because that's the only way I know how to do it. Just before the rocket was set to launch, 2 bombs went off. Boom, boom.
Hold it!
Tell me about that. Oh, I missed Apollo's hold it. I really kind of did.
How powerful were the explosions? Well, the one in the main building wasn't strong enough to bring the place down. But the room it went off in was burned black. Thankfully, nobody was hurt.
Oh, that's good.
Due in large part, of course, to me stepping up.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm allergic to false testimony. No, I like Bobby. I'm so sorry. Wait, what were you doing there in the first place, Detective Fulbright? Yeah, why were you already there?
Ha ha ha! I'm Bobby Fulbright, hero of justice.
Yeah, but you're the police. Why would you be there?
I'll be there whenever and whenever people need my help. I'd go to the other side of the world or even the edge of the universe.
I'm not sure he knows how far that actually is. But I guess I'll leave that one alone. Okay. Well, I mean, what else can we do? Admirable decision, Justice Dono. Yeah, thanks.
What do you decide?
Nothing. Don't worry about it, dude. Anyway, could you describe the ruckus, sir? What it was like at the Space Center at the time?
The bomb cut the power to the central bank of elevators and the 3rd floor lounge. It was pitch black in there, I tell you.
So there was a blackout on the... Where? Did he say that the power was... Yeah, he said the power was out. On the 3rd floor? Okay, so the floor above it.
However, the security cameras and whatnot were running on emergency backup.
Yeah, but what would they see if it was black in there? And how did the evacuation go?
I immediately and heroically whisked people down to the Space Center's basement shelter. The basement shelter? Yes, there's an emergency shelter beneath the Space Center.
An emergency shelter, huh? Oh, here it is. It's at the bottom of the diagram. Yeah, I did see that. It's right there. Okay. The Space Center's pretty impressive to have its own shelter. Well, I mean, it makes sense. You're dealing with shit that could blow up at a moment's notice. Evacuation report. The bombs went off despite tight security. Police officers and riot police who had been standing by gave the evacuation instructions. Well, if there was tight security, doesn't it seem like it was an inside job?
By the police.
No, I'm just kidding. That can't be it. The power outage and evacuation seem unrelated to the murder at this point. I just want to look at the details of that, though, all the same. Let's just take a look. Police officers and riot police gave evacuation instructions immediately. There was a power outage and the affected areas remained dark. The security system switched over to the emergency power and continued to work. Evacuees moved to the basement shelter. Okay. All right. It seems to be in order. I guess I'll leave that aside for now. So there were 2 explosions in total, correct?
Yup, that's right.
One on the 2nd floor of the Space Center's main building and one in Launch Pad 1.
Hold it.
All right, do you have any more information about that? Let me get this straight. Mr. Starbuck rigged a rocket he was going to board with explosives? It does seem stupid, doesn't it?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? If the defendant really did plant the bomb on his own rocket, he'd get caught in the explosion as well.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, I'm sure. We know. Fine, a simpleton for a simpleton. Fulbright, the motive. You have a motive?
Understood, the defendant actually had astrophobia.
What? What do you mean? They're gonna say that he had a fear of doing this? Hasn't he done this before? Astrophobia? What's that?
A fear of space, naturally. Just the thought of space can cause the afflicted to freeze.
Wait, but isn't he a famous astronaut? How does that work out?
And so, in his terror, the defendant found a way to stop the launch at the last minute.
What? That's absurd.
Unfortunately for you, we have evidence. Take a look at these pills.
What's that, then? What are they?
These anti-anxiety tablets were found among the defendant's possession.
Man, anybody could have anxiety about going into space. It's a kind of a big deal. That doesn't mean shit.
And I need those just to go out the door.
What the hell?
Apparently he was taking them in secret to quell his fears.
Maybe he's just an anxious person. Doesn't mean anything. There were a multitude of problems with the rocket Mr. Starbuck rode 7 years ago. Yeah, we had heard a little bit about that. Rumor has it threatened to crash a number of times as well. That was, of course, very traumatic for Mr. Starbuck.
Objection!
Get him, Apollo. God, I missed it. I missed his voice. But that doesn't mean he'd go so far as to blow up his own ship.
Silence.
Dude, but I'm right, though. The defendant couldn't bear to mar his good name, now could he? No, not after the media had branded him Sol Starbuck, space pioneer extraordinaire. Given these conditions, the defendant could hardly run away like some base mutt. What, so that's why you think he resorted to the bombing? Naturally, he constructed this act of sabotage in an attempt to blow up the space center, which would effectively abort the launch but spare his reputation. What? Apollo, do we believe that? We have nothing to say, I guess.
Now I'm sure you understand why we have to bring justice down on this atrocious criminal.
This is crazy, though. Thankfully, only the 2 astronauts were in Launch Pad 1 at the time.
Hold it!
Is that normal? I mean, I don't know too much about, like, space and going into space, but every movie I've seen, when the people go into the rockets, like, aren't they attended by, like, a ton of people? Are you sure it was only the 2 of them?
It was just before the spaceship was set to launch, so of course it was only those 2.
Ugh, or there could have been somebody else inside the rocket.
Silence.
Yeah, but how do we prove it? So far, we have nothing. The notion of a third party in Launchpad 1 is utterly absurd. Just to enter the area from the lounge, one must pass through a door guarded by a fingerprint recognition device. And allow me to state up front that there are precious few with the clearance to do so.
A fingerprint recognition device? It sounds as futuristic and complex as a space center. Actually, it's not as amazing as you think, Your Honor.
Look at this photo. What's this?
This is the door in the lounge with the fingerprint.
It looks like Space Quest.
Only personnel with fingerprints that are registered can pass through. Oh, I see. That is very different from what I had in mind.
Why are you talking so slow? What?
And there is a record of the number of people that passed through the door yesterday? Yes, there were only 3. The defendant, the victim, and the director of the Space Center, Yuri Cosmos.
Then doesn't that mean it's possible that the director is the one that did it? Yeah, what about him?
Not a chance. He was in the main building when the bombs exploded at 9:28. Doing his job directing the launch. Besides having an alibi, he has no motive for committing these senseless acts.
He has a point. I guess the director can't be considered a suspect then. Are we sure about that? We've done this before. Launchpad 1 door lock. A biometric door lock operated by fingerprint recognition. Only the defendant, the victim, and the Space Center director had access.
Okay.
Ooh. 2 of them managed to make it back as far as the boarding lounge. Alright.
Hold it!
Tell me more about that. So while it would appear that the pair barely escaped with their lives, in actuality, one of them had already been murdered inside the rocket. That's the angle the prosecution wants to push, correct?
You got it! In fact, that's what I've been trying to say this whole time. If the victim had been alive, he would have for sure tried to stop the bombing.
Is there any chance that Mr. Terran could have been killed before he boarded the rocket?
They were both alive and well at boarding time and embarked under their own power.
As stated by who and where?
Their hearts full of hopes and dreams of space.
That's hearsay. Throw that shit out. And then both of their hopes and dreams were dashed.
If I may continue my explanation, after the evacuation order was given, the defendant made his escape carrying the victim to make it look like a rescue.
Well, wouldn't you think that maybe it is a rescue? But after they escaped, one of the 2 was found stabbed to death. Okay.
Hold it!
Is there anything else you can give me as far as evidence? And who was the first to find the victim?
Actually, there were 2 of them.
The Space Center director. So him again. Yuri Cosmos. And Detective Candace Oh! Wait, isn't that the lady that died in the first one? Wait, it is. Why was she there? That is her. That's the lady that was bombed in the room. That's her.
One of them was a detective? Yes, Detective Arms specializes in bombings, you see.
Yeah, we knew about that, didn't we? I think that's been said before.
She and the director were ordering the evacuation following the explosions. They were also worried about the astronauts, so they hurried over to the boarding lounge. That's when they discovered the victim along with the defendant.
2 witnesses, huh? And one of them is a detective? I doubt either one would have anything to say that would help me. Yeah, but still, that looks bad, doesn't it?
I think that pretty much covers the details of the case. Only the victim and the defendant were on the launch pad when the former was killed. If this is the truth, then only Mr. Starbuck could have carried out the crime.
What little I could get out of him only hurt my case. It's true. This doesn't look good. Justice Dono foolish as the warrior who rushes headlong into battle. I can't help it, the game made me do it. I would have loved to investigate, trust me. Preparation is an essential element of battle, so I advise you to take a gander at this. What is it, your sex tape? What is it? Footage from a security camera as the 2 astronauts emerge from the bowels of the launch pad 1 corridor. You got that on tape, did you? There it is. The boarding lounge security camera captured the desperate escape. So what do we see? We see a guy holding another guy. He's holding that container that apparently has, like, the asteroid pieces in it. And he has a thing on his thing. Apparently he just got out of doing 999 and he's number 5. So maybe that's door 5 that they opened. No, it doesn't work that way. It's different. You gotta do different math. You have to find the digital route. Now I would direct your attention to what the defendant is shouldering, which you can see is none other than the lifeless body of the victim. Could that technically be anybody, though? That's the thing I'm thinking of right away. Well, we can't rabble yet. I haven't even started thinking. Wait a minute. Everyone stop your rabbling. I'm trying to concentrate.
Order. Order, I say. This lines up exactly with what the prosecution has been asserting.
Oh, I should have known Blackwell would have something like this ready. Of course, he always does. Security camera video. The video showing the defendant and victim's escape from the corridor to the boarding lounge. All right. Apollo, how exactly did they determine that Clay was already gone in that footage? That's what I'm saying. Not only could it be somebody else, because we've seen how his attorney works, but also he might not be dead. It's hard to tell anything from this photo, to be honest. Oh, I see what you mean. Whether Clay was still alive at this point is pretty crucial. Your Honor, please take another look at this footage. Isn't it possible that Mr. Terran was still alive here and that Mr. Starbuck was helping him?
Why, I believe you're right. One man carrying the other to safety. What a beautiful expression of friendship.
Silence.
What? Perhaps that's what it looks like to a one-eyed hothead and a dotard. What? Did you just call... Oh my god. Did Athena punch him? But it only makes sense if it's victim's dead body. I think he meant dotard like the judge, but still, if it was Athena, I'm gonna punch him. What do you mean? Fulbright, explain it to Justice Dono.
You got it! Ready, kid?
No, in fact, I'm not ready. I think whatever they're gonna try to explain to me and whatever crap they've got up their sleeve, they're gonna have to explain it to me in the next one because this was a lot of information to throw at me at once. So in the next one, we will have to figure out what the hell is going on here and why all this hearsay is allowed. I'll get to the bottom of it though. Man, this is already shaping up to be something I can tell. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thanks for waiting patiently for this to come out, and I hope I see you in the next one. Toodaloo.